Hey, so today we're just going to look at setting up Gradebook. It's a pretty easy process. Most of you have done it multiple times, so we will go through it kind of quickly. So, of course, the first thing you do is you log into Power Teacher through your Wake ID. So click on that and it'll log you in. I already did that. You have to use that code, that number from your pay stub. If you don't know how to find your North Carolina user ID, just send me an email and I'll help you out with that. All right, so what some folks have noticed already is that this year that old launch is not there, okay? That old launch was supposed to be gone for a long time, and now they finally got rid of it. So that old launch is not there anymore. So if you click on Power Teacher Pro up here or under any one of your classes, if you click on Power Teacher Pro, it's going to take you to the gradebook function of this app. And then you're going to see it says no assignments currently exist. Well, of course, no assignments currently exist because I haven't set anything up yet. So I'm going to click on settings first and go to traditional grade calculations. And then you'll see here that nothing has been configured. So I click on the F1 pencil. Okay. So this is different for Math 1, Spanish 1, and then any of the electives that are semester or quarter-long electives. So you want to follow through and follow what you know are the setup like the parameters for your course. So if you have a semester-long course, then you just have the final grade is quarters 1 and quarter 2. But for those of us who are year-long classes, we will go here to term weighting and then semester 1, and it's not worth 100%, it's worth 50%, right? It's not going to like that because there's only one here. So then I have to click and add another one, term weighting, and it's going to be semester 2, which is also 50%. So what is really important that happens every year, okay, so I click save. What happens every year is that folks do this. They do term weighting S1, and then they put the same thing and they don't check this plus button right here, and then it's only counting one semester. So you have to do that plus button to add another type here, another term weighting, all right? So the same thing happens when you do semester 1. So you're going to go to term weights, and semester 1 is quarter 1, and then I'm going to have to add another term weight and quarter 2 for semester 1 and save. You see it's 50 and 50. That's what it needs to look like. All right. And then my quarter grades, that is where we decide based on what we've set up with our PLTs. So in my particular situation, we are doing all minor assessments that all count. We're doing different point values, but all minor assessments. So we were just going to click save, and we have to do that for quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. And there is a way to copy it, and that is written in that guide. But for me, this takes so little time that it's easy for me to just do it for everything for one class. Okay, so this is semester 2. You see that S2 there. So I'm going to go back to term weightings, and semester 2 is quarter 3 and quarter 4. And I'm going to save those. And I go ahead and set up my entire gradebook. Sometimes folks come to me at the end of the year and they're like, oh no, my grades aren't calculating. And it's because they haven't set up their grades for the whole year, so that when they get to quarter 3 or quarter 4, it's upset with them. Okay, so in my courses, we don't have an E1 that counts as a grade. If you do, like Spanish 1, Math 1, if you have that, then you would click here and you would set it up. I usually just do categories again and call it, it's the one exam. So that is how you do it. So I have created all of my grade calculations for one course. I can now copy traditional grade calculations, okay, to another class. And I'm going to choose that one for the whole year, right? oh, from class, I'm telling a story, it's class 4, to class, and I'm going to select all my other classes, right? And validate. And then it has set up, when I tell it to copy, see, it's going to copy quarter 1 from this class to the new class, quarter 2, quarter 3, all the way through, all the way to my other classes. So when I tell it to copy, I've set up my gradebook calculations for each class now. It's done. So I don't have to go back through and do what I just did for each of the separate classes. Now, sometimes I go back in and check them, like just to make sure I look and say, oh, there's a pencil here, so yep, that looks right. Oh, it's right, good. It did copy. And I might check a couple of them, but you don't have to go through every one. So when you've done that, you've done your traditional grade calculations, okay? If you get to that point and you're like, oh, when I got to term weights, when I was here, oh no, when I get to category weights in quarter 2, I didn't have what I wanted right here, right? I didn't have the right kind of assessment. It's not working for me. So what you would do is go in and you would have to create a category. When you create a category, you select the classes you want to use the category, you name it, and you give it a color. You do not want to give your categories all the same color because then when you start choosing, it makes it very difficult. So you don't want to do that. Just choose a different color. There are all kinds of color options, right? So choose a color that makes you feel happy. All right. So I already had categories, so I didn't need to worry about that. So then all I need to do now is create assignments. So I go in, I click the plus sign and the word assignment, and I can decide which classes do I want it for. I have all the same classes this year, so I'm probably going to want it to go for everything. And then I would say ELA diagnostic ungraded, right? Because it's not counting for a grade. I want them to know that. I have only minor assessments, right? Out of 10 points. Count in final grade, I'm going to say no thank you. Actually, I'm going to make this out of 8 points because that's how many points it has. And then I'm going to put the grade, the due date. Now, since we can't enter grades until the 22nd, and this is not the 22nd that I'm doing this, it's the 19th. I'm going to go ahead and put in the 22nd here so it doesn't do something crazy. And then I save and close, and then I have this assignment here. If I want to score the assignment, I click on this, and then I can enter just from right here, right? If I want everybody to get an 8, everybody did it, I can tell it 8 and fill it all in, okay? And I'm like, oh no, I didn't want to do that. I can undo it. I can just put in here, instead of a score at all, I can enter collected or exempt or absent or late or missing or incomplete, all of those things. You can put all of these, you can put in addition to a score. So I might put 8 and incomplete. And then we know that it wasn't completed. All right, so that is how you set up your gradebook. If you have any questions, please send me an email. I would love to help you with anything that you have questions about. If you look in the guide, you'll see some extra questions and things like that. I'm going to send the guide out. You'll see some extra kinds of things that you can do in the guide. So you can let me know if you have questions about those things, how to edit an assignment, how to enter grades, how to add comments, and all those good things. So if you have any of those questions, let me know. The only big thing that we need to make sure that we have done is that our Math 1 teachers and our Spanish 1 teachers have done 40% for first semester, 40% for second semester, and 20% for the exam grade, since those exams do count as part of their grade. Again, if you have any questions, email me. Thanks so much, y'all. Have fun entering grades.